Chapter 1881. Sean turned his head to look at Julia, gesturing for her to come over. Come and talk. Julia felt extremely embarrassed. In theory, it was not up to her to decide which nurses Deputy Bailey would dismiss. However, they all came to her for help, having graduated from the same school, which made it difficult. Moreover, this matter was also related to her. Perhaps she had done something that led to a misunderstanding. Just help out this once. Encouraging herself, Julia walked over and stood by the couch. She couldn't even look Sean in the eye, her face turning red. Sean's eyes flashed, then he turned and poured some water. What's the matter? Speak up. Well, I heard that you were going to dismiss a few nurses, including Heidi, Julia said, losing confidence as she spoke. She felt that Sean's aura was different now, making it hard for her to continue. But she had promised others. Taking a deep breath, she said, can you not dismiss them? They are also going through a tough time. Sean's gaze fell on her face. Feeling intimidated, Julia's courage dwindled, not as confident as when she first met him. Why? Sean asked calmly, are you very close to them? Even if they were close, it wouldn't justify gossiping about their friends. Hearing Sean's somewhat sarcastic remark, Julia felt even more embarrassed. She had only recently been transferred to this department, so her relationship with them wasn't that deep. What they said also involves me. After all, it's not related to work, she explained. Perhaps I caused a misunderstanding myself. I will pay attention to it in the future. Can you not dismiss them? Just give them a warning this time. Julia stared at her own toes. Sean's face darkened. Kingsley listened to their conversation with his ears perked up, feeling like it had something to do with him. What did they say? What misunderstanding? Sean glared at him. Kingsley touched his nose. Kingsley looked at Julia's embarrassed look again, his eyes lit up. Could it be gossip about you guys? Julia looked at Sean, feeling extremely embarrassed, and wanted to leave. I'll go out. Without waiting for Sean's response, she turned and hurried out. She and Sean were not friends, nor were they very familiar, so it seemed inappropriate to make such a request. I wondered if anyone would think she was deliberately getting close to Sean. Why did she agree to them just now? After leaving the ward, Julia breathed a sigh of relief. She had made her plea, but whether Sean would insist on dismissing them was not something she could decide. The 12 of them looked curiously at the doctor, who was sweating profusely. They glanced inside again. Sean sat on the couch, expressionless. The atmosphere seemed a bit strange. They quickly withdrew their heads and stood stiffly at the door. Kingsley felt guilty under Sean's glare. He had been staring at him since he came in because of what he had said. I seem to have caused trouble for someone. He chuckled awkwardly. Sean gave him a glare. Kingsley, just now I was so embarrassed. I shamelessly came to you to plead for her. Why don't you just give me a chance to help her? It's all because of my big mouth that things turned out like this. I was wrong. I'll go apologize to her. Kingsley got out of bed and went to find Julia. Sean didn't stop him either. After some thought, he made a phone call to the department head. The nurses were in the department head's office discussing their resignation. Julia had already pleaded for them, but Sean did not agree to keep them. They had no choice but to resign. The department head received a call from Sean and nodded repeatedly after hearing his instructions. Yes, I understand, Deputy Bailey. It's my fault for not managing properly. I will properly educate the staff under me. Chapter 1882. After hanging up the phone, the head of the department scolded them harshly. Deputy Bailey reminded you yesterday, but you still gossip. Do you think our department is a joke? If you don't work properly, you'll all be fired. Can we stay? They cautiously asked, sensing a glimmer of hope. This time I won't fire you, but there will be consequences. If you mess up again, you're out. The head of the department stared at them, disappointed. Thank you, Director. Thank you, Deputy Bailey. Thank you, Dr. Castro. They were overjoyed, relieved to keep their jobs. The head of the department looked at them. Thank you, Dr. Castro. We just asked Dr. Castro to help us plead our case. Deputy Bailey decided not to fire us. Not wanting to hide anything, they explained what happened with Julia. You have some nerve, morally blackmailing Dr. Castro. If you were more like Dr. Castro, Deputy Bailey wouldn't have considered firing you. You should be grateful to Dr. Castro and treat her better in the future. Now, focus on your work and stop gossiping. After reprimanding them, the head of the department let them go back to work. Yes, Director, they nodded vigorously, learning their lesson. Nearly getting fired was a wake-up call for them. They vowed to focus on work and avoid gossiping in the future. The head of the department sighed. Dr. Castro went to plead, and Deputy Bailey actually changed his decision. Could it be that they really hit it off? The head of the department decided to go find Julia. It was his responsibility to manage people. She had only been interning here for a short time and must have heard those rumors and gossip, which must have been uncomfortable for her. As a result, the head of the department did not find Julia. Julia had been called away by Kingsley. The two stood on the other side of the stairs. Mr. Watts, what can I do for you? Julia looked at Kingsley inexplicably. Kingsley smiled awkwardly. Dr. Castro, there are rumors in our department that you and Sean are together, all because of me. Kingsley explained the situation to Julia, who became more and more surprised as she listened. She didn't expect these rumors to come from Kingsley. Mr. Watts, I didn't mean that. I and Deputy Bailey are just colleagues. Julia explained. Who was Deputy Bailey? Where did she dare to think so boldly? No, that's not what I meant. If you like Sean, there's no problem pursuing him. Kingsley smiled at Julia. Julia was stunned, her ears turning red. Sean is single, or do you have someone? Kingsley looked at her. Julia was extremely embarrassed. In a low voice, she said, I'm single, but I and Deputy Bailey are not possible. The gap in their identities was too great. Deputy Bailey was so outstanding, how could he be interested in her? Kingsley looked at her and knew she was shy. I was wrong about this. I apologize to you. If I hadn't spoken out of turn, I wouldn't have caused you trouble. I'm sorry. It's okay. Julia didn't want to blame him. Not to mention, I really think you two are a good match. Do you really not like him at all? Kingsley's eyes twinkled as he continued to probe. It was as if he could see right through her. Julia's ears tuned even redder. How could she not like him? Every girl would admire the outstanding Sean. Mr. Watts, don't tease me, I have work to do, Julia replied. Kingsley looked at her, nodding with a smile. Julia nodded and quickly walked back to the office area. She ran into the head of the department, who apologized to her and informed her that Deputy Bailey had decided not to fire the nurses. She was shocked to the core. It was really her plea that made Deputy Bailey spare them. Julia suddenly felt at a loss. At that moment, Heidi and the other nurses came over, bringing various snacks to her desk. Chapter 1883. Dr. Castro, thank you so much. If it weren't for you, we would have lost our jobs. Dr. Castro, you are like our parents, saving us. If anyone dares to bully you in the future, just let me know. I'll be the first to stand up for you. Dr. Castro, thank you for being so generous and not holding a grudge against us. Thank you for helping us plead our case. Please, don't be like this. Just go back to work. Julia was afraid of more rumors spreading. The others understood, nodded, and went back to their workstations. Dr. Castro, thank you. Julia nodded, calmed her emotions, and saw a pile of food on the table. She distributed it to her colleagues. Let's eat together. Thank you, Dr. Castro. Julia awkwardly smiled. I didn't buy it, so don't be polite. Everyone chuckled. Seeing some food left on her table, Julia thought about taking it to Kingsley's ward. But considering Kingsley's stomach discomfort, she decided against it. If she brought the food over and someone with ill intentions saw, they would think she was deliberately getting close to them again. She decided to keep the food for herself. She put the food back in the drawer and focused on her work. Still here, Kingsley returned to the ward and saw Sean still there, so he sat down. I apologized to Dr. Castro. Sean glanced at him and continued to focus on his own documents. I asked her if she liked you at all. Guess how she answered. Kingsley's eyes twinkled as he looked at Sean, curious to see his reaction. Sean ignored him. Kingsley smirked. She said she's single since birth. Sean's mouth twitched slightly, as if he wasn't single. Pot calling the kettle black. Don't tease others anymore. Sean warned him, wasn't causing trouble for Julia enough. Kingsley chuckled awkwardly. I was just joking with you. Kingsley sat back on the bed, and soon Edwin brought some food over. Mr. Whitley, what delicious food did you bring me? Kingsley was very enthusiastic when he saw Edwin. Edwin chuckled, some stomach-friendly salad. Knowing that he was also hospitalized, Edwin prepared some light food for him, even lighter than Darius's. I'll cook oatmeal porridge tonight, and a few stir-fried salads. Edwin set the table for him and placed the food on it. Your cooking is better than the hospital's. Kingsley complimented, feeling hungry when he saw the salads. I brought enough for 2 people. Mr. Bailey can come over and eat with us. Edwin called out to Sean, preparing to go over to Darius' ward. After we finish eating, 12 can take the leftovers back. Mr. Whitley, won't you stay and eat? Kingsley was already digging in, looking at Edwin. No, I have to go give food to old Mr. Graham. Marissa and the others are also going back to eat. You guys enjoy your meal, I'll head over there. Edwin greeted them and then carried another portion of food over to Darius. Wow, this is delicious, Mr. Whitley is so kind to me. Kingsley enjoyed the food and exclaimed. Sean looked speechless. Aren't you going to eat? If you're not, I'll eat it all. Kingsley glanced at him. I'll finish up this work first. Sean finished up his work before getting up to wash his hands and eat. Take your time eating, let your stomach adjust. Sean reminded Kingsley, who was devouring his food. Kingsley chuckled and continued eating. Are you going to check on old Mr. Graham after you finish eating? I'll go after I finish eating. Sean replied, as he needed to check on Darius and get his medical report. Oh, Kingsley responded. Sean glanced at him. Is there something else you want to say? I don't have anything to say. Kingsley looked at him inexplicably. Every time I want to say something, you stop me. Sean, Chapter 1884. Mr. Whitley brought food over to this side of old Mr. Graham. The ward was lively. The children and Darius talked about interesting things at school. Edwin's here. Jasper greeted Mr. Whitley with a smile. Edwin smiled, patted their heads. Mr. Graham, Orissa. Edwin greeted Benjamin and Orissa before taking the food over to serve Darius. You guys should go back. Don't come back so late. Seeing Edwin, Benjamin also hurried his family to go back. Orissa smiled and looked at Benjamin. Are we going back? After Grandpa finishes eating, then we'll go back. Gavin looked at Benjamin. They had just accompanied Darius. They hadn't been with him for long. Okay, Benjamin agreed. No need to wait for me to finish eating, I eat slowly. By the time I finish, it'll be dark. Hurry back, Edwin has prepared dinner for you, and the salad will get cold if you don't go back soon. Let's go back, let's go back. Benjamin urged them to go home. Mr. Whitley will go back with them. Leave these things here, William will come to clean up later. Mr. Whitley drive them all back. Shall we go back? Benjamin looked at Orissa. It was getting dark early now. She had been here for several hours in the afternoon. Okay. Orissa got up, greeted Darius, and then took the children home. Edwin also wanted to stay for a while, wait for William to come over, and then go back, but he was driven away by Darius. Benjamin had to let the bodyguard go in to watch Darius for a while. They had just arrived downstairs when William came over. Benjamin, Orissa, you're going back. I'm late today. He went to Old Manor in the evening to tidy up. When he realized it was late, he quickly took a shower and came over. Not late, Mr. William, thank you for your hard work. Orissa smiled and comforted him as she saw him in a hurry. Not hard, not hard, you go back, I'll go up to see old Mr. Graham. William said to them and walked inside. Benjamin nodded slightly and took the children to the car. Mr. Whitley, you ride in the same car as them. 6 children. Orissa smiled and looked at Benjamin. Benjamin directly took her hand and went to sit in another car. The children want to be with you again. Every time they go out, Benjamin never lets them sit together. It would be strange if the children had no objections. Sitting separately is more spacious. Benjamin helped her into the car, waited for her to sit down, then sat down himself, and told the driver to drive. Rest if you're tired. Benjamin hugged her and leaned against him. I'm okay, had a good chat with Dad, quite happy. Orissa leaned against him, holding onto his waist. Benjamin leaned down and kissed her. Dad should be able to leave the hospital tomorrow, right? And Kingsley too, right? Should we come pick them up tomorrow? Orissa looked up at Benjamin, unsure if he wanted to come along. We'll have to wait for them to finish their morning IV drip and the discharge process will be around noon, so there's no need to come so early, Benjamin said, looking down at her. You can't stay at home, I have to come, Orissa insisted. You. Benjamin affectionately pinched her cheek. Then tomorrow I'll bring you along. Aren't you going to work? Orissa asked, looking at Benjamin's handsome face. She didn't have to work anymore, she was now a free person. Benjamin pinched her nose and said softly, I'll work from home in the morning, then after taking them home, I'll go to the office in the afternoon. Orissa smiled, sounds good. Chapter 1885. Has Jeremiah called you? Benjamin looked down at her. She had gained some weight recently. In the past few days, she had been worried about the child and him, and had lost some weight. No, Orissa looked at him. After Jeremiah asked for a photo of her old mister, he never called her again. There was a flash in Benjamin's eyes. Jeremiah had Gideon investigate her, he was not unaware. But since yesterday, the investigation had stopped. Did Jeremiah find out something, or was there another clue? Darling, why do you think he wanted the old mister's photo? Benjamin suddenly asked her. Orissa couldn't figure this out. The old mister had passed away. No one should be interested anymore. Do you want to know something? Benjamin suddenly asked her. Orissa's eyes turned, staring straight at his deep eyes. What is it? Benjamin smirked. My people reported that Regan went to Zhongcheng. Benjamin had always kept an eye on Regan. What is he doing in Zhongcheng? Orissa couldn't figure it out for a moment. Looking for Jeremiah, Benjamin said calmly. Regan was very conspicuous at the door waiting for Jeremiah. Regan suddenly went over there, following Jeremiah's car. But his people were a bit far away and didn't find out the relationship between Regan and Jeremiah. Obviously, Jeremiah did not want to see Regan. What their relationship was, Jeremiah probably knew. To Benjamin's surprise, these two knew each other. Honey grew up in the York family and is now Jeremiah's biological daughter. Jeremiah wanted Dominic's photo, perhaps to confirm if he knew him personally. Why is he looking for Jeremiah? Did they know each other? Orissa sat up in surprise. It's possible, but when Regan went to work at Jeremiah's place, Jeremiah didn't see him and he was turned away. Benjamin shared what he knew with her. Orissa frowned, wondering if Regan knew Jeremiah. Something didn't seem right. If Regan knew Jeremiah, why didn't he go to him when they were dealing with him, instead of waiting until now? Although they didn't meet him, could the York family and the Hoffman family be related in some way? Benjamin asked her, speculating. One in Zhongcheng, one in Delmore, the two seemed to have no connection, which made sense. No, I haven't heard old Mr. mention it. Orissa had been with Dominic since she was a child. She had visited many relatives when she was young, and old Mr. always took her along, but she never saw anyone with the surname Hoffman. Most of them were relatives from Delmore and their hometown. Could it be relatives from Regan's mother's side? Benjamin continued to prompt her to think. That's even less likely. Think about it, with Jeremiah's status, if Regan's mom really had such impressive relatives, wouldn't she look down on others even more and have to show off dozens of times a day? Orissa couldn't understand. Listening to her description, Benjamin chuckled softly. Could it be some other relationship that we don't know about? Orissa couldn't figure it out. She also couldn't understand why Jeremiah wanted a photo of her old mister. Why don't you ask Jeremiah? Benjamin pulled her into his arms. He touched her head. Orissa pouted, then looked at him. meeting Benjamin's deep eyes. Forget it, I don't want to know. Didn't you say Jeremiah had already driven him away? He's no threat to us, so it doesn't matter what their relationship. She didn't really want to call Jeremiah. Does Regan know he's your father? Benjamin continued to guess. Otherwise, why would Regan come to Jeremiah at this time? If he knew, why didn't he use me to gain benefits for him before, and wait until now? Orissa retorted, feeling that this guess was inaccurate. Benjamin raised an eyebrow, saying she had a point. I'll have someone continue to investigate the situation. Chapter 1886. Orissa looked at him and didn't stop him. Anyway, whatever the relationship between Regan and Jeremiah, it wouldn't matter once she figured it out. But it would be very abrupt for her to ask Jeremiah herself. When they returned home, they found that Jeremiah had sent her a lot of things. They were all local specialties from Zhongcheng, all food. Orissa and Benjamin looked at each other, puzzled. Why did he suddenly send me so many things? Orissa was completely baffled, with no warning. Jeremiah didn't even tell her in advance. Benjamin's eyes flickered. Perhaps Jeremiah had already guessed her identity. At this moment, Orissa's phone rang. It was a call from the Hoffman family. Miss York, Mr. Hoffman asked me to send you some local specialties from here. Have you received them? It was Gideon Hoffman calling Orissa. Jeremiah was listening on the side. Yes, received them. There are too many. Thank you, thank you. Why did Commander Hoffman suddenly send me these? Orissa still hadn't come to her senses. Hee, did I scare Miss York? Miss York, don't feel pressured, it's just a benefit that Mr. Hoffman gives to new employees. There's nothing valuable in it, just some food. You and the kids can all try it. If you find something delicious, after you finish eating, I'll send you more. Gideon was extremely enthusiastic, just like Orissa was part of the Hoffman family, very friendly. A benefit for new employees. Does the department still have this kind of benefit? Orissa looked puzzled, but since the items had already been delivered to her home, she couldn't refuse to accept them and send them back. Thank you, please thank Commander Hoffman for me, Orissa politely expressed her gratitude. Miss York, have you eaten? Gideon asked with concern. I just got home, so not yet, Orissa replied, not used to exchanging pleasantries with Gideon. Well, I won't disturb you any longer, Miss York. Goodbye, Gideon said before hanging up the phone. Benjamin furrowed his brow. Orissa put away her phone and saw his displeased expression. What's wrong? She asked. Why does Gideon from the Hoffman family keep calling you Miss York? Benjamin asked, his handsome face showing his displeasure. Orissa thought it was funny and chuckled. Why do you care how others address me? It's all the same, isn't it? We're married, so he should address you as Mrs. Graham, shouldn't he? Benjamin hugged her waist, looking very unhappy. Orissa smiled, hugged his neck, and kissed him on the lips. Oh, blushing face. 6 children ran out, seeing them hugging and kissing, and loudly reminded them, covering their eyes with their hands. Orissa blushed, let go of Benjamin, and said, Kids, what are these things? Why are the boxes so big? Mommy, did you buy all of these? There are so many. Mommy, what is it? Is it delicious? Mommy, did you shop online? Mommy, can we open them, and see? Mommy, what did you buy? The 6 children each asked a question, making a lot of noise. Orissa chuckled and looked at the few large boxes that had just been delivered. Other people sent food. Benjamin asked the bodyguard to open them. Wow, who's so kind to send us so much good food? Oliver's eyes sparkled, excitedly jumping to see what kind of food was inside. They are from Commander Hoffman, Orissa said, wanting to see the children's reaction. Immediately, all 6 children hid to the side. Orissa, did they have to be so exaggerated? Suddenly sending things, it's either a trick or a theft. Zachary frowned, staring at the boxes as if they were bombs. Benjamin's mood improved a lot, his thin lips slightly lifted. Don't like Commander Hoffman. His narrow phoenix eyes gleamed with a hint of mischief. Orissa looked at him, feeling speechless. Don't like him, Zachary snorted. not forgetting the incident where they were taken away by Jeremiah. Chapter 1887. Wow, so many delicious things. Jesse saw the variety of food in the large box opened by Bodyguard, and his eyes widened. There were all kinds of fruits, local specialties, and some locally produced snacks. Gavin, Timothy, Oliver, Zachary, and Jasper looked on in astonishment. Although they didn't like Jeremiah, these were all things they enjoyed eating. It's so hard to decide. Should they eat or not? After all, Jeremiah can't see them, so he won't know if they ate or not. They could just say they didn't eat, and he wouldn't know. But if they did eat, it seemed a bit unfair to themselves. And unfair to Daddy. The 6 kids stood on the side, not going up to take any, feeling conflicted. Orissa looked at the children's expressions and couldn't help but laugh. Don't like to eat, or afraid it's poisoned, she teased the children. Mommy, can we eat these? Jesse wasn't foolish either, he knew how to protect himself. Without Orissa's approval, they wouldn't eat anything of unknown origin. Of course you can eat, why wouldn't you be able to? Orissa stepped forward and peeled an orange. Benjamin took it from her. I'll peel it for you. Orissa looked at him and gladly let him do it. These are all Mommy's new employee benefits. You can take whatever you want to eat, but don't eat too much, we'll have dinner later. She spoke, and 6 kids rushed up, each taking a lot. You all take some to eat, and share with others, don't let them eat too much. Orissa instructed her bodyguards. Thank you, Orissa. The bodyguards waited for the children to take their share before going to take some for themselves. Benjamin peeled an orange and handed it to Orissa's mouth. Orissa lowered her head and ate a few slices. Her mouth busy, her eyes shining, she nodded towards Benjamin. As sweet, and there's a lot of juice, even more than our home's water. Is it that delicious? Benjamin fed her a few more slices. Orissa nodded, you try it. Benjamin smirked, stuffed a few slices into his mouth, indeed very sweet, with plenty of juice. Take some inside, let's make juice. Benjamin instructed Millie to take the oranges inside. Lately, Orissa really liked eating oranges. These can be stored for a longer time. Let her eat a little more. Leave a box for everyone to share, we can't eat that much either. Orissa gestured for everyone to come and eat. After Benjamin fed her the orange, he then led her into the house. Go wash your hands, we're getting ready to eat. Benjamin called out to the children, taking Orissa to wash her hands. You didn't wash your hands just now. Orissa chuckled at Benjamin, realizing she hadn't washed her hands either. My hands are clean, I just wiped them on the orange peel. Benjamin glanced at her with a smile in his eyes. Orissa chuckled and went to wash her hands with him. I'll give Jeremiah a call, to thank him for the gifts at least. Benjamin glanced at her, but didn't say anything. Orissa wiped the water droplets off her hands with a tissue before taking out her phone and dialing Jeremiah's number. After 2 rings, the call connected. Orissa, Jeremiah sounded a bit surprised. Commander Hoffman, the oranges that Gideon sent over were great, thank you. He sent too much food. Orissa thanked him. Haha, you like to eat. I'll have Gideon send you a few more boxes, it's the right season now, they taste better. If you can't finish them, share with everyone, it's not too much. Jeremiah was happy to hear that she liked them. Thank you, Commander Hoffman. We haven't finished the current ones yet, so please don't send more. We already have some at home. Orissa politely declined, afraid that Jeremiah would send over a bunch more. People have short mouths when it comes to food. Chapter 1888. Trying a different flavor is not bad either. The taste and texture can vary depending on where it's grown. If you don't mind, you can send me some. How about that? Upon hearing Jeremiah's words, Orissa paused for a moment, then smiled and replied, sure, I'll have them pick some for Commander Hoffman to taste. Since Jeremiah had brought it up, she couldn't refuse. Do Zachary and the others like those snacks? Jeremiah asked. Orissa nodded as she watched the children in the living room stuffing their backpacks with food. They love it. Thank you, Commander Hoffman. No problem, it's just some snacks. Jeremiah wanted to send something else, but he was afraid Orissa might read too much into it if he suddenly sensed something else. She might not even accept it. So, he had Gideon prepare some snacks to send over. "Orissa, have you eaten?" Jeremiah asked. "Not yet, I was just about to have dinner." "Has Commander Hoffman already eaten?" Orissa noticed that it was already dark outside, so Jeremiah might have already eaten. The team always had dinner on time. "I haven't eaten yet either. I was busy today and just got home." "Gideon hasn't finished cooking yet." Jeremiah sat in the living room chatting with Orissa, looking gentle. Justin stood upstairs, watching Jeremiah and Orissa chatting so warmly, his brows furrowed. Could it be that his uncle had taken a liking to Benjamin Honey? Thinking of Orissa's beautiful face, more enduring than any celebrity, Justin pursed his lips. "Commander Hoffman, you're eating pretty late." Orissa smiled, feeling a bit awkward. "Well, you go ahead and eat first, we can chat later when you have time." Jeremiah saw a figure upstairs and hung up the phone with Orissa. "You come down here." Jeremiah's face immediately returned to its usual serious expression, no longer as friendly as when he was talking to Orissa. Justin was startled and quickly went downstairs. "Uncle." Jeremiah looked him up and down, his gaze oppressive. Justin trembled, fearing being stared at by Jeremiah like this seemed like he couldn't hide anything. "Did you have any involvement in that matter?" Jeremiah's gaze was cold and sharp as he glared at Justin. Justin was taken aback. "What matter?" Jeremiah snorted coldly. "Justin, I support whatever you do, but if you get involved in any illegal activities, I won't protect you either." Whether he was involved or not, Jeremiah had to warn him, to knock some sense into him. If a person takes a wrong step, they may never be able to regret it. Just like back then, with Edna Lewitt. For the sake of power, he deliberately used another woman with even more influence, climbing up the ranks through that woman's connections in the military, thinking he could control the situation. Unfortunately, things didn't develop as he had planned. Edna Lewitt was disappointed, they had a big argument, and then she left. Youthful arrogance leads to lifelong regrets. "Uncle, I didn't do it, I wouldn't do those things." Justin was sometimes reckless, but he still cared about Jeremiah's career. He was Jeremiah's nephew, and if he did something wrong, it would definitely reflect on his uncle as well. "No problem, but if I find out you were involved, I'll break your legs." Jeremiah slammed the water glass down heavily. Justin trembled all over and looked at Jeremiah's imposing demeanor. Should he confess? If his uncle found out, he wouldn't be able to escape punishment. "Uncle, have you found out how Benjamin and the others were captured?" Justin inquired. Jeremiah paused, his eyes sharp. Just staring at Justin like that made his scalp tingle. Why was his uncle so good to Orissa? Just now he was so gentle, now he was so strict with him. He had never seen his uncle be so gentle with anyone before. Justin couldn't help but think that Jeremiah liked Orissa. So, his uncle was just a man after all. "You better not keep anything from me." Jeremiah stared at his nephew. Chapter 1889. Justin's eyes flickered. "Uncle, was it done by the Lewitt family?" Jeremiah's eyes sharpened. Seeing him like this, his face became even more serious. "Did you do something?" "Uncle, don't be angry, I. Justin raised his hand and swore, "I absolutely didn't do anything to harm you. It's just that, in order to deal with Benjamin, I joined forces with someone." Unable to withstand the pressure from Jeremiah, he spoke in a smaller voice. At first, that person contacted him, saying there was a collaboration. On one hand, it was to deal with Benjamin, and on the other hand, it was to make money. But later, he felt like he was being tricked, so he didn't sign a contract with the other party. What he didn't expect was that their underground base was exposed, and those people evacuated overnight. He thought of tricking Benjamin, so he led his people there. He did all this, but the subsequent developments were completely unexpected to him. He didn't expect there to be problems within Jeremiah's organization. These past few days, he had been staying at the Hoffman family's house, thinking over everything repeatedly, feeling like he had been used. The more he thought about it, the more wrong it felt. If he was implicated, it would definitely affect his uncle. Jeremiah was furious, glaring at Justin. Explain to me clearly, what exactly happened? Justin knelt down directly. Uncle, let me tell you, please don't get angry. Justin dared not hide anything, and told Jeremiah everything in detail. Uncle, I didn't sign a contract with them, so it shouldn't be related to me, right? When they found me, they had been deployed there for a long time. I don't know why they suddenly exposed themselves. They evacuated overnight. Then, I deliberately had someone lead Benjamin and the others over. I don't know the rest. Jeremiah stared at Justin and scolded, go kneel in the ancestral hall. Being happy about being tricked into jumping into the pit dug by others. It's his failure in education, not giving him a bit of brains. Yes. Justin obediently ran to kneel in the ancestral hall. His mother's tablet is in the Hoffman family ancestral hall, not with the Rogers family. Back then, Uncle brought Mother back to the Hoffman family. Mr. Hoffman, what's wrong? Gideon saw Jeremiah so angry and came over to check. Jeremiah pinched his brow, waved his hand, it's nothing. Jeremiah got up and went to the study. This little punk Justin really deserves a beating. The more Jeremiah thought about it, the angrier he got. His sister left behind this son, it's his fault for not teaching him well. Jeremiah took a whip and walked over there. Gideon was shocked and followed. Mr. Hoffman, what mistake did Justin make to deserve being whipped? Gideon, mind your own business. Jeremiah's face was dark with anger as he went straight to the ancestral hall. Soon, the sound of the whip cracking could be heard. The whistling sound, hitting the skin, causing it to split open. Gideon shuddered all over, knowing how painful it must be. Justin didn't dare to make a sound, gritting his teeth as he knelt there being whipped by Jeremiah. You fool, do you even know what you're doing? Did you enjoy seeing Benjamin being caught after being tricked? You fool, watch your mother, and reflect on your actions. Scolding, Jeremiah whipped Justin a few times before stopping. Justin was covered in blood, in so much pain that he could hardly stand up. Uncle, I was wrong. Justin didn't expect Jeremiah to be so angry. The last time he made a mistake and was whipped, he had a high fever for several days and almost died. HMPH. Jeremiah walked out of the ancestral hall and warned Gideon, don't feed him food tonight, let him go hungry. Yes, Mr. Hoffman. Gideon looked at the man in the ancestral hall and sighed. He quickly had someone bring medicine to clean up Justin, hoping he wouldn't fall ill again. Otherwise, Mr. Hoffman would once again feel heartbroken and regretful. Chapter 1890. Jeremiah called Deputy Chen to come over to the house and sat in the living room waiting. When Gideon came back and saw him sitting there alone, lost in thought, he walked over. He poured him a glass of water. Mr. Hoffman, have you eaten? Not yet. Let's wait for Deputy Chen to come over and eat together. Jeremiah asked Gideon to make more salads. Mr. Hoffman, what's wrong? Gideon hadn't seen Jeremiah so angry in a long time. Just seeing Justin's back, it was almost as if his skin had split open. It was clear how angry Mr. Hoffman was. That kiddo got involved in the incident in the basement. Jeremiah's lips tightened. Gideon was shocked. Mr. Hoffman, you're really confused. They regarded Justin as their own, how could he do such things? Apologizing to Mr. Hoffman. Mr. Hoffman, do you have a plan? Whatever the reason, they needed to calm things down now. Don't worry, Gideon, I have a way. The Lewitt family won't have it easy. He had to bring down the Lewitt family. Gideon looked at him and sighed. Justin didn't sign with those people, his involvement is minimal, his target is Benjamin, and finding out about him won't be a big deal. Mr. Hoffman, do you think those people might also be targeting Mr. Graham? Otherwise, why build the base near Mr. Graham's base? Clearly, they're trying to frame Benjamin. Upon hearing what Gideon said, Jeremiah narrowed his eyes and thought it was not impossible. The Lewitt family preventing their cooperation was a perfect plan, but they were not fools either. It was not easy for the Lewitt family to trip them up like this. Gideon, hurry up and make the salad, Deputy Chen will be here soon. Jeremiah reminded Gideon. Yes, Mr. Hoffman. Gideon hurried to prepare more salads. Jeremiah sat in the living room, thinking about the whole situation and how to deal with the Lewitt family. After Orissa and Benjamin finished eating, Benjamin went to study. She took the children for a walk in the garden for a while before calling them inside to do their homework. She said to Edwin, "Mr. Whitley, tomorrow bring a few people to the orchard to pick some oranges, and send the other fruits to Commander Hoffman." Edwin nodded. "Yes, Orissa, there's nothing urgent right now. Shall we go now?" "No rush, we can pick them in the morning and send them out. They will receive them by tomorrow morning." Orissa smiled. "It will only take an hour to pick them now, we can pack them and send them out immediately. They will receive them tomorrow morning." Edwin couldn't sit still and went out to call some people. "Mom, can we go too?" Several kids also wanted to go to the orchard to play. Orissa smiled. "You haven't finished your homework yet." "Oh, this little bit of homework, we can finish it when we come back." Jessie tilted her head and looked at her cutely. "Mom, please, can we go?" Orissa couldn't resist and nodded with a smile. "Okay, but you have to come back and do your homework." "Yes." 6 cute little kids were very happy, clapping and cheering, and they all called for Mary to follow them. "Orissa, let me take them." Mary's face was full of indulgence as she took them out to find Edwin in the woods. "I'll go with you, it's been a long time since I've been to the orchard over there." Orissa couldn't stay still either. They all went over, and she had nothing to do at home. Benjamin was busy again. "Mommy, are we not telling Daddy?" Gavin smiled and held Orissa's hand, reminding her. "We won't tell him, he's busy, we'll be back soon." Orissa patted her son's head and took them out. "Mommy, let's go quickly, pick quickly, and then we'll come back." Timothy held Jess's hand, very happy. Orissa looked at them, seeing the children so happy, she smiled. "We'll pick some more later and take them to the hospital."